Good morning, 6th class students. Today is Thursday, and today's our subject is science. Okay, and we are just introducing today our second chapter, components of food. I hope you all are safe at your home. Okay, and now we are starting our second chapter, components of food. We already discussed one time our this chapter and earlier. Okay, and now we are studying from our textbook also. Okay, so our chapter name is components of food. So first of all, food contains special components called nutrients. And about food you already studied in last chapter. Okay, food is necessary for our growth and development of our body, and they just repair our injured wounds and like that. Okay, so it means properly growth and development. It means growth and development of bones, muscles. Okay, body different organs. Okay, organ systems, tissues, cells, repairing, everything is only possible due to the food. Okay, so when we are intaking the food, just digest it in our body, and from the food, our body, from the small intestine, our body is taking the food and just mix up with the blood, and blood can circulate this food energy to the whole body. Okay, to the brain or to the other systems also. So you know about the food is the ultimate source for our energy, and you know about that different states of our India getting the different amounts and different sources of food. Like some parts using the idli, vada, sambar, and some parts using the this dalia and this type of food, and different food. It means food may be the vegetarian food or non-vegetarian food. Okay, vegetarian like green vegetables, potato and like that, and non-vegetarian food like that. Okay, meat, fish. Okay, like that. So every food has some important characteristics in there, that okay, it means important nutrients in that particular, and somewhat the complete food also, like our milk. Okay, so food contains special components. It means food has special components in that is the nutrients. Okay, and nutrients we are having a different types. Our body needs different type of nutrients, not a single type of nutrients. Which maybe too much more types of nutrients. We will also discuss here about the nutrients. Okay, so what are the main nutrients needed by our body to complete repair and growth of body? Okay, so listen, these nutrients can be categorized. Okay, so you know about that our body needs nutrients, and these nutrients helpful for our body. It means for daily activities like playing, okay, singing, dancing, it means studying, for everyone. Even when we are sleeping at night, our food needs energy. Okay, so you know about that when you are already taken a meal at night, and when you are early morning you are is waking, and that time you also feeling the starving like condition. It means you are feeling okay, hungry like. Okay, so this is showing that our body 24 hours needs food, because our body some parts are, it means, or some organs are continuously growing, continuously working, and with daily activities. Okay, so look, what are the main classes, following classes. It means the nutrients can be categorized here. Okay, so first is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, minerals, water, and rough. So these are the 6 or 7 main nutrients in which many sources of food will come. Okay, and they are having also a different type of amount of food, like many sources of food are having the vitamins, but the vitamins also having many types, and that the amount, it means the contains also a different amount. Okay, so like carbohydrates, first is carbohydrates. You know about that the carbohydrate is the primary source of our energy, it means when you are eating the chapatis of barley, or like that rice, okay, or any wheat like that. So this is the primary source of energy and energy giving foods. So look, fuels. What is the fuels? Okay, you know about that. Our car, buses, okay, trains are just a locomotive. It means from going from one place to other only due to the fuels. So like a fuels, our body needs also fuels. So in the form of carbohydrates. It means carbohydrates work or function as a fuel in our body. Okay, Next is easily digestive. Easily digestible. It means carbohydrates are generally easily digestible. It means there is a no too much work can be done after to digest this carbohydrates. It means there is no need of too much work or physical work to digest these carbohydrates. This is a simply digestible thing. Okay, and generally these carbohydrates also not stored in our body, provide energy to perform various activities. You know about that. The carbohydrates are energy giving foods, so our daily activities needs energy, and to perform these daily activities, okay, to various perform activities, carbohydrates provides energy. Next, they are energy giving food. You know about that. Food are always energy giving. Food are always energy giving, but especially carbohydrates are energy giving food. Okay. And they are the primary source of energy. It means this is the primary and ultimate source of energy. It means if we are taking any food for energy, generally it contains carbohydrates. Generally it contains most carbohydrates. Okay, maybe the energy per calorie is very less in carbohydrates. Okay, per calorie energy, it means per gram per calorie energy is very less. Okay, in that fat is a more powerful instead of this carbohydrate, but primary source of energy is our carbohydrates. Next is two major types of carbohydrates. It means carbohydrates also having a two types here, having a two types, that is sugar and starch. Sugar and starch. Sugar, it doesn't mean that only sugar that we are adding in sweet materials. Sugar is a type of carbohydrate. Sugar is a type of carbohydrate, and this can be contained in fruits. Fruits like mangoes, oranges, okay, bananas. They are having the fruit sugar, okay, like fructose. Okay, so fruit sugar is there. Milk also having a sugar. Okay, honey, okay, having sugar. Potato, rice, wheat. So they are the sugar food, our carbohydrates food. Next is, so you understood these examples of sugar. Next is starch, corn or maize, corn flour and maize flour. Okay, these are the sources of for the starch. It means starch is also type of carbohydrates. Okay, and sugar is also type of carbohydrates, but their sources are just different. Sources are just different. So I hope you understood what is sugar and what is starch. Both are carbohydrates, but their source are different here. Next is excess amount of sugar. Excess amount of, it means if we are taking too much sugar inside our body, if we are taking too much sugar inside our body, then maybe we can produce in our body, that is a type of diseases, that is diabetes. That is diabetes. Okay, diabetes diseases when our blood has a full rich of sugar. It means that the sugar content is a excessive amount. So India capital of diabetes patients. It means now diabetes patients are too much in our India. That's why India is the capital of diabetes patient. It means it is a not good information. It means because it is not a good sign for us. Because if diabetes patients are too much, then you know about that. Due to that diabetes or due to that more sugar in our blood, many other diseases also easily can enter in our body, and many diagnostic problems also will be filled by anybody who's getting diabetes. Okay, so sugar rich food generally contains many sugar, and this can be initiate the diabetes. Okay, so next is proteins. Next is proteins. 1/5 of our body is made up of proteins. 1/5. It means if our body is contain 50 kilogram, okay, 50 kilogram. It means then our body, our 10 kilogram is our body is made up of proteins, because most of bones, muscles are made up of proteins. Okay, osins like a bone protein, myosins in the muscles protein. So many proteins are in our body in the form of amino acids and like that. So proteins also easily digestible in our body. Okay, afterwards. So 1/5 of our body is made up of proteins. It means if there is a 5 part of our body, then 1 part is made up of protein by the help of. Okay, they are complex organic compounds made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. It means too much compounds are there. That's why the complex organic. It means when we are going to be digest easily, they cannot be digest in our body. So complex organic compounds they are having a complex because different types of and different amounts of compounds are present in our body, that is hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. So they help in body growth and tissue repair, digestion. So what are their functions? Now carefully listen. What are the main function of protein in our body? So listen. In body growth. In body growth, you know about that. Body growth means development of bones, muscles, different organs, organ systems. Okay, it means the good developed like eyes, hearing, no problems. Okay, so these are also showing the good body growth. Okay, so good body growth and tissue repair. It means if you are getting injured with any wound, okay, then tissue repairing also can be possible only due to the proteins. Okay. Now, protein are the most essential for growing. Protein are the most essential for growing. Children, old and sick people. Children, child, okay, their bones are very flexible, okay, and mostly very weak bones. So for the strengthening, when we have to give the strength to the bones, we need proteins. Old person also need protein, and sick person means ill person. Those are having a bad rest or maybe having some diseases in their body. They are the sick people, needs protein, okay, for their repairment of their body. Hence, proteins are known as bodybuilding food. That's why you know about the bodybuilders. Okay, those are doing the gym exercise or like that. They need too much amount of or high amount of protein in their body, because protein are the muscles growing body. It means the muscles growth and bone growth. Okay, only due to the protein. Proteins. Okay, huh? So proteins are also known as bodybuilding. It is body built by only this type of protein food. Protein also give us energy only in the absence of carbohydrates and fats. It means if there are in our food there is no carbohydrates and no fat, then also protein is a energy giving foods. Then also protein is a energy giving foods. These energy giving foods, that's why it is also known as tertiary source of energy. Tertiary, okay, it means third number. Tertiary means third number. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. So tertiary because carbohydrates also are energy giving, fat also energy giving, and in the absence of these two foods, if only proteins is present, then protein also a good energy giving food. That's why it is a tertiary source of energy. Now the carbohydrates and fat, so it is also known as tertiary source of energy. Now source of proteins are two main sources. Like animal sources and plant sources. What does it mean here? It means proteins can be obtained or can be found in animal as well as plants, and these plants and animals also contain the food. Okay, it is the rich food of the protein. So animal sources are meat, egg, fish, milk, cheese, etc. Okay, these are the animal sources, and plant sources like peanuts, soybeans, peas, barley, wheat, corn, pulses, dry fruits, etc. So these are the examples for it means animal and plant sources. So you can now understand here what are the main sources can be obtained. Okay, in which we have to obtain the proteins. Okay, so meat, egg, fish, milk, cheese are the protein rich food from the animal sources, and peanuts, soybeans, peas, barley, wheat, corn, pulses, dry fruits, etc. are plant sources food. It means they are the plant protein rich food. Understood? Okay. So students, we already discussed about carbohydrates and proteins. So now we are discussing about the fats. Now discussing about the fats. You know about the fats, that means lipids or oils. Okay, it means ghee and oil are the fat rich food. Okay, so fats are also energy giving food. So fat are also energy giving food. They provide more energy as compared to carbohydrates because per gram calorie energy is a good and fat instead of this carbohydrates or protein. It means the minimum amount of, that means in gram or minimum amount contains a good enough energy in the form of calorie contained by fat. So energy in the fat is more than carbohydrates. In short of carbohydrates, our body uses the stored fat. It means when our body having the lack of carbohydrates, that time fat is just used to carry the energy to body. So our body uses the stored fat. It means already stored fat in our adipose tissues. Okay, just inside beneath the skin, having the adipose tissues, they contain the fat. Okay, and these fat are generally used when our body needs energy and carbohydrates are not available in our body. So under the skin to maintain supply of energy, because fat is generally stored in our under the skin, and in the absence of carbohydrates, it is used to carry energy to our body. Supply of energy. Fat is also called secondary source of energy. You know about that. Primary source of energy means carbohydrates. Secondary source of energy, fat, and tertiary source of energy, proteins. Tertiary source of energy, proteins. Okay. So secondary source of energy. Now we already discussed earlier that protein is a tertiary source of energy because carbohydrates is a primary and fat is a secondary source of energy. So stored fat keep our body warm and act as an insulator. You know about that. Winter days, our body needs extra energy to keep our body warm. Okay, in winter days. That's why generally in winter days we are using too much oil-rich food and other food. Okay, that is the energy-giving food. Okay, so that time our body stored fat keep our body warm. It means in winter days our body keeping the warmness in our body or producing the heat in our body by the stored fat act as an insulator. Insulator means if there is a outside is too much cold and to make warmness inside to body. Okay, so in between that this fat act as insulator. That's why outside coolness cannot be enter in our body through penetrate this fat layer. So fat is insulator. Okay, eating too much fat rich food not good. Okay, for our health. It means if you are eating too much fat rich food like outside food, it means vendors food. Okay, maybe the Chinese and okay, continental Manchurian, like that. These food are fat rich food and leads to obesity. It means too much heavy weight in our body. So this leads to obesity only due to the fat rich food. Due to obesity, blood vessels narrow. It means our blood vessels, arteries and veins just deposition of cholesterol, and these cholesterol are the lipids of fats, and fats can be make our blood vessel to narrow. It means a single slit is there. It means a narrow position. Okay, to circulate our blood. So due to obesity, blood vessels are narrow, high blood pressure. So if you know about that, blood vessels are if narrow, then blood pressure will be increased. So blood pressure will be increased. It means high blood pressure, high BP will be going on, and problems related to heart. It means if the sufficient amount of circulation of blood will not carry in our body through the vessels, then ultimately the pressure goes to the heart. Okay, pressure goes to the heart, and you know about heart attack. Okay, silence attack. Okay, heart problems are just initiate only due to this obesity, and obesity only due to the taking the fat rich food. Okay, so should we take the less amount of fat rich? It means the trans fat should be you also seen on the many wrappers or food items that trans fat is 0, cholesterol are like 1 or 2 mg or like that. Okay, so this trans fat and cholesterol are just showing the fats. Okay, and trans fats are not good for our body. Okay, so problems related to heart. Now the sources of fats. It means what are the main sources? It means from the plants and from the animals are rich fat fat containing sources, it means fat nutrients. Okay, so the plant sources are groundnut oil, okay, sunflower oil, mustard oil, coconut oil, vegetable oil, almonds, cashew nuts, etc. are some good sources of fats. It means these all oil seeds. Generally, you know about that, sunflower having the flower and their seeds. Okay, coconuts having, okay, mustard, groundnut having the seeds, and these plant seeds contain the oil. And when we are just grinding in the machines, okay, in the flour mill or like that, so the productions of oil can be produced, and from the bottle we are taking from the outside, from the shops, okay. And this sunflower, coconut, groundnut oil, okay, soybean oil, everyone is a rich fat food, okay, rich fat food. Now the animal sources, you know about the meat, fish, egg, milk, butter, cheese, cream, ghee, etc. are good sources of animal fat. Okay, so these are the good sources of, it means meat, fish, egg, milk, butter, cheese, cream, ghee, etc. are the good sources of animal fat. I hope you already understood this. Okay, so carbohydrates are the primary source of energy, proteins are secondary source of energy, and proteins are tertiary source of energy, sorry, and fats are secondary source of energy. And too much fat rich food can be taken by our body is very harmful for our health, and it is not good for health. It initiates obesity. Obesity leads to heart problem. Obesity leads to heart problems. And the source of fats is plant sources and animal sources. So you know about, these are the examples for our plant sources, these are examples for our animal sources. I hope you understood. Okay, here are three activities are there. Okay, how to test the fats, how to test the proteins, how to test the carbohydrates. Okay, so we will discuss these three activities in next week classes. Okay, and then after we will start our fourth main ingredients of food, that is vitamins. Okay, that is vitamin, because vitamins have too much having a different type of vitamins. Okay, and this takes too much time. So this is enough for today. Okay, thank you.